Yo, yo, yo. What up, Raider Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Raider Ragu Show. The Raiders lost 31-14 right here at SoFi at the crib, the home of Raider Ragu. But it wasn't as bad. Let's talk about it. But first, let's get a like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. The automatic download over there wherever you get your podcast at, whether it be Apple, Spotify, or what have you. And then last but not least, let's not forget our sponsor, shebangboutique.com. That's SHEE bangboutique.com. Go over there and get your girl something unique and fly, good looking. All right, man. So the bad news is they got beat again, 31-14. They got a lot of points put up on them. Again, 31-14, four touchdowns. But it really wasn't that bad. It just kind of got away from them. You understand? Because the offense is so trash. All right. Now, the bad part, the Raiders defense did give up 126 yards on 25 totes to Kimani Vidal. That can't happen. Right? Half of these yards was on one run. He ran for like a 60-yarder.
A win.
Here's Vidal on third down, and he turns it upfield for a first down. Still going. Kamani Vidal down the sideline, and he has a touchdown.
Take a look, Porter, and Vidal makes an excellent cut before the.
But still, it really ain't that bad if they don't give up that long run, right? It's 24 yards for 66, 24 carries for 66 some yards, which ain't that bad, but they gave up the one long run. It's always a play here, play there with this Raider team, man. The defense, that was at the beginning of the second half when the score was tied 7-7. They gave up that long touchdown run. But the defense played pretty well in the first half, especially because they kept the Raiders in it. They stopped them on fourth down. Caillou Bukele got the interception down there in the red zone, and yeah, they stopped him right down there at the goal line. And then after Caillou Bukele got the interception, Gino immediately threw the pick, trying to force it into Dante Thornton, who was not open. And really, you should have just threw that away. He kind of back-footed it from his own end zone. And I know he gets a little nervous. He's gun shy back there as it is, and then he's in his own end zone. I understand. And you're just trying to get some room, you know what I mean? Trying to get some yards and so you can run some regular plays. But the fact of the matter is, you probably should have just thrown that away. It was second down, I believe, when he did that. And maybe we run another play, get a few more yards, and punt. And we don't give them the ball back right there like that. But that's what happened. They ended up scoring. I believe that's when they scored the touchdown to McConkey. Is that one? Yeah. So so play here, play there. So the offense though is inept. The defense got a turnover and stopped them. Game was 7-7 at halftime. The defense is out here. The defense is out here on the field 12 football minutes longer than the Chargers defense, right? That's almost an entire quarter longer. All right. They out there for 21 more plays. All right. So like if your average drive is long drive, it's 8 to 10 plays. They out there for, two full long drives longer than the other team, than the Chargers, right? So they get worn down. They're tired. The second half of games, the Raiders defense is tired because of all of the three and outs, all of the unsustained drives, because of sacks, because of people not being open on some of the plays, because of Geno holding onto the ball too long instead of just trying to run and get some yards. Because the O line is not blocking. That's the number one uh, problem. Somebody on the O line is gonna miss a block damn near every play, and you get all of that, add all that up, and you running 21 less plays than the other team, and you have your defense out on the field for 12 more football minutes in a quarter, minutes longer. You know how long that Raiders are playing? A quarter longer on defense than the other teams because of this inept offense with this offensive line that can't block anybody. If we have guys that can pass block, we can't run block. We got guys that's good run blockers and can't pass block all across the line. Let me say this about Stone Forsythe though. He hasn't been bad. Stone Forsythe kind of be over there blocking, bro. And yeah, he's not the best tackle I'm saying in the league, but it ain't the stuff I'm talking about don't really be him. It's always the interior guys, the guards and centers, and then sometimes DJ Glaze. Um, yeah, Forsythe might could stay, perhaps, but we got to do something in the center and guard position. And I know JPJ is hurt. JPJ has been injury prone though, right? If we keeping it 1,000 with ourselves, so that's going we don't. What are we gonna do with that? What are we gonna do with that? But we need a big, strong, tough O line. I said that before. Yeah, this team is not gonna be able to do too much of anything. Geno is shell shocked. Um, the offensive line seems to be getting worse by the week, and I know they have injuries. People are down. They're missing guys, but they weren't doing that well when they had all of their guys. They were doing way better than they're doing now though. Uh, they finally let Caleb Rogers play. Yay! Uh, they said he had 17 snaps. The PFF rating, which I don't really get a lot into, but just as a reference, they gave him a 49 run block rating, which is not good. That's not good. If you can't run block like that and you're not moving guys, you just got to get stronger. You got to get lower and stronger and fire off, right? You got to get lower and stronger to be able to move these guys. But pass block rating of 81, which is very good. So, and I did see him immediately with a good punch, getting his hands extended on guys, and with a nice solid base as he was squaring up in the pocket trying to protect Geno. So he did a good job with that. I saw a couple of them, but they was platooning him with Antonio Maffi, who is bad. He's not good. I don't know what Man, I don't know what's up with this coaching staff, man. But that dude is not good. He like kind of like fat, like sloppy body guy. Uh, is out there getting overpowered. He doesn't seem that athletic at all. Uh, just a big dude, big wide dude. He's big. I'll give him that. He's big, but wasn't moving guys and was getting overpowered on run plays and was getting outquicked on pass plays. And just poor Gino. You know what I'm saying? He's shell shocked right now, bro. The Raiders ran for 31 yards as a team. Yeah, yeah, 31 yards as a football team, and Genty had 15 rushes for 31
Yikes!
yards. This is the offensive line that we have. This is what we have to work with. Where 15 rushes for 31 yards. That's what Genty had, and guess what? Genty had a 9 yard run in there. So that's 14 rushes for 22 yards. Other than that, right? You know, man, that's like not even 2 yards per carry. This is crazy. Oh, this is getting crazy. How are we gonna fix this? I don't believe. I don't have faith in this coaching staff to get it done. He won't move on from his. If he's not gonna move on, Pete, I'm talking about, won't move on from his son at the O line coach. We have to get better players. He's if Caleb Rogers, Charles Grant are ready to play, it's his fault. The O line coach not developing them. Uh, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know how to fix it. You see that the defense is almost right there, bro. If the defense could get a couple more players, and then also if the defense could get some help from the offense, if the offense could play a little better complementary football to the defense. And what I mean by that is keep them off the field, bro. Look out for your guys, bro. Score the football. If the Raiders could develop a solid, a, a competent offense, the defense would be that much better because they wouldn't be out there for as many plays, they wouldn't be giving up as many yards, and they wouldn't be giving up as many scores. It would all help them because they have a kind of a scrappy defense. Yeah, they run a little too much zone and don't get close enough sometimes. But the Caillou Blue Kelly interception was a great example of zoning off those crossing routes right there in the end zone, and he was able to jump that because Herbert thought he was gonna the inside guy was gonna trail that and basically get cut off, but they switched, and so there's some subtleties to the defense that have changed for the better. I do still think that they run a little too much zone and they don't have guys that are aware enough to be getting close enough to guys in today's NFL. And these quarterbacks, man, they'll hum it in there. They're good. Um, but other than that, the defense always plays solid, pretty much. They've had some games where they didn't. This game they didn't. So play here, play there. They gave up 192 yards on the ground. 60 of that was on one run, and yeah, that's not good. You can't even put lipstick on a pig, as the boy Q would say. You can't even, sugarcoat that, bro. They gave up under 200 on the ground, which is not good. And you can't really escape that. They did give up 4 touchdowns. They did get put in some tough situations and were out on the field for a long time, but they did. Some of it was their own fault because they couldn't get off the field on third down, and you had a lot of long, sustained drives. So while the defense played solid in the first half, decent, score was 7-7. Chargers went right down and scored on their first drive. They kind of like a bend but don't break type of defense. And then after they get tired, they do break. You know what I'm saying? Or after so many bad possessions by the offense, they finally do break, and then they give up explosive plays. The long run was not good by them. Overall, rushing defense was not good this week. But the overall glaring problem with this team is the O line. We can't block anybody. We can't even run deep routes because we can't block. It's plain and simple. Gino won't run, and the O line is not blocking. So we got a shell shocked quarterback that, unless he's throwing the 89 or checking it down to number two, he's ineffective, man. He's been hit and sacked so many times in the last 3 weeks, bro. He's probably sore. He probably can't even run at this point. From when he had went out the game against Denver, when the dude had swiped at his leg and he had like the thigh contusion or whatever. He really been kind of hobbled ever since then. So that's the last 3 games, and he's not running. Don't really know how to slide, and he's trying to stay in a pocket that's not there. He's taking sack after sack. So yeah, very tough to watch. Um, I want to say something, man, because a lot of you guys, you podcasters and all that, the Raiders lose 31-14 to the Chargers right here at SoFi. 0-10 in the division in the last 2.5 years. You guys, podcasters and all that out there, was saying when they got rid of AP, there was comments about adults in the building. It was talk about serious football team now. It was talk about making great decisions like smart football teams do, right? Everything was smart and grown and serious, right? As opposed to the entertainment only and that type of thing, right? And unserious, right? Couldn't get Antonio Pierce and his staff out the door fast enough, right? He didn't know what he was doing. He's in over his head, yada, yada, yada. He can't coach. Antonio Pierce's team is better than this one, right? And they got Genty, and they gave up Josh Jacobs and made him play with O'Connell and Gardner Minshew. People talking about him putting Gardner Minshew over O'Connell was the cause from his job. Man, please, bro. Them is 2 backups. Don't sit here and act like Aiden was gonna save the man's job. Knock it off. You guys are just conditioned to thinking that certain coaches can coach better than other ones. And you can't wait to get the next, rerun fired coach in here as long as he has a certain look, right? And now look at the Raiders. They sitting here 2-10, about to play Denver Philly, got to play the Chiefs again. New York Giants, the Texans, they still got to play, and they 2-10. Where's all the serious football team, all the adults in the room, people? Where are you guys at, man? The AP didn't couldn't get it done, people. Where y'all at? I believe AP's team is averaging more points than this one, and I believe giving up less points through this point in the season. I have I know they scoring more about the giving up more, less. I don't know. I'll check that. I'll have a fact check on that, but it's no worse. But all you guys told us they were serious and that this was going to be the big improvement, and 8, 9 games and all that. I even gave them 6 games. I'm like, look at this bull job, bro. They're not gonna win 6 games. No way, no how. But will they even win? Really, to be successful, according to you guys, they need to win at least 5 because AP and them won 4 and they had to get the hell out of here, right? They didn't know what they was doing. They couldn't get another chance. The guy that took over for Josh McDaniels and won 5 of 9 games and then came back and won 4. Uh, didn't get the QB, didn't get the running back, didn't get his OC, but he couldn't even get another shot. You know what I'm saying? I see regular smuggler dudes on the internet talking shit about AP, about what he couldn't do or whatever. But look, what's up now? What's up with these guys? What's up with Pete Carroll? What, how we 2-10? If he was so much better than AP, how the F are we 2-10? If Gino is better than Minshew and O'Connell, how are the Raiders 2-10? Yeah, that's conditioning. That's all that is. That's that NFL bull jive that goes on. That's all that is. Get the next recycled loser coach in there, and that's better than any coach, uh, like AP. Yeah, so if I was AP, I'd be on TV laughing every time I got every chance I got. I would clown unless it's something my money that would have to do with my money, not clowning because they tried to clown me, make it seem like I couldn't coach. Look at this dude. PD, man, you need to go ahead and retire, bro. Get out the way. And I mean that with the utmost respect. You cool, you're a nice guy and all that. But yeah, you need to retire. Let a younger guy do this and take your sons with you, bro. And you know, I'm not just being mean when I say that, man. I mean that with all due respect, bro. Um, so from here on out, just play the young players. Let Rodgers just play. You don't have to platoon him with Mafi. Um, don't really need to see Caillou Kelly either. I don't. It doesn't matter that he got an interception. You know what I'm saying? You have a young corner that needs reps, and you're 2-10. Stop trying to act like winning is like a priority at this point. I'm not saying tank, but I'm saying see what you got. I'm not. I don't know how much I can say that. I don't know how much more I can say it. See what you got. Put Rogers in. Leave him there. Put Grant in. I don't know. Experiment it. Move Glaze to guard or something, and put Grant over on that side. See what he can do. See what he can do. Can't be no worse than what I saw, man. Can't be no worse than what I saw with Putnam and Kappa and these guys. Mafi. Come on, man. So yeah, Raiders lose 31-14. I believe we got Denver next. And we'll be back to preview that, man. That's all I got for you. I ain't gonna hold you. Just win, baby, and peace.